Anyway, here is my airplane, you know, in front of my apartment building in Cheyenne. And this was my Kwik Fly 1, very highly modified, not from a kit. And I made a mistake on this. I went ahead and put a 2415 foil on it instead of the zip foil that Kraft had. And if I'd been smart, I'd have taken that wing off and put on a Kraft airfoil, but I would have made a double tapered wing. And I would have cut the wing area down considerably, and I think I would have had a much better airplane. This airplane here is still in the last process of building in front of my apartment building. And it had every kind of radio you can imagine in this thing. It flew with logic trawl, it flew with orbit, proportional, digital. It flew with microavionics. It flew also with F&M, believe it or not. Here is Hal DeBolt-Livewire Bipe, and that's Hal flying it. And this is at 1963 Nats at Los Alamitos Naval Air Station. And you see the Lark's emblem on the back of a lot of these guys' shirts. And that landing there was by Dunham, the takeoff, second aircraft, and this landing that took off and then landed. This is Bob Dunham flying. And you notice he's putting it right down on the spot. Little windy. This is Bill Deans with his Astro Hog, pretty much stock, and that's Bill Deans carrying it. This is Bob Heiss's TTPW, Heiss and Fopper or whatever. This is Howard Bonner's Suds Pylon racer. And here we are flying some Pylon, and this is Bonner's Suds taking off and coming around the pylons. And this, as you can see, was the first of the second big reel and had a lot of dirt in it that they didn't clean off for me. Anyway, here's the second guy coming around, and the Suds was a lot faster than a lot of airplanes, but there were still other aircraft faster than it. And here is Dr. Alejandro Alazando's D7. He was, I believe, a dentist from Mexico City, flew orbit, well-known modeler. This is Bob Dunham with his airplane. And this is a Smith mini plane, and I'm not sure who this belonged to. And of course, a Luscombe Sky Sedan. And a PT-17 was. This is a Mustang. This is Claude McCullough's Seamew in scale. Claude did magnificent work. He always had tremendous points, but he didn't fly as well as some of the other guys. Anyway, this is a good straw hat. Here's somebody coming in to land. And there goes Walt Good, I believe. I'm not sure. I couldn't swear to it. Long shot, and I didn't get a picture of him. But I think that was Walt Good's bug with the TTPW, two-tone pulse switch, which we used to call the too tough to piddle with. And it was kitted by Ace, if you wanted to buy a kit of it. There's Alejandro Alazando's D7, a good shot of grease and hair. And here's the, I believe this is Cliff Bennett, but I don't know. I couldn't. It might have been Bonner. This airplane with a waggling tail belonged to Captain Beason, my old buddy from Dover, Delaware. Larry Beason. He was always competing. And there's Larry and his wife, Martha, backing up from the flight line. She was his caller. And they had fun together. And I think that's the important thing. This is Pylon. I think this is Jerry Nelson's Nova, but I couldn't be sure. This is Bill Williams' Manta Racer, which had escapement-operated ailerons. Here's an F-3 Demon, and this aircraft was underpowered and had too small a wing, and they modified a whole bunch of them and put bigger wings on them and brought a bigger engine and finally made a good airplane out of it. And this was a precursor to the Phantom from McDonnell. This is prior to 1960 Nationals, and we're out at this is Larry Beason holding my highly modified, believe it or not, Astro Hog. That is an Astro Hog. This is Larry with his Fang. They were on relay reeds, orbit, 8 channels. And like I say, this was long before relay-less. This is my aircraft. I said, I'm going to make a takeoff with absolutely no corrections. Just pour the power to it and let it go. And I was a little crosswind. This airplane had no top deck, and it had a very narrow fuselage, had the stabilizer moved up. And watch what happens here when you don't do anything. Dug in a wingtip, and it did that. It peeled the engine right out, put it back in, and took it to the Nationals in 1960 to fly. This is the round-top Stormer of Doug Springer at the 1960 Nationals. And this is at Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. And there are pictures like this that are in magazines, but this is 8mm film taken by me. Anyway, that was Doug's airplane, and beautiful radio equipment in it. It was long for proportional. There's an Orion. This is Jerry Nelson with his Pegasus. And that's a typical thing with his Union Army hat and the bony knees. Larry, oh, Jerry's a good guy. Anyway, I had to get that picture. I took a slide of it too, and I've still got it. Don't know what happened. I think I've had my lens halfway somewhere, clicked in or clicked out. This was Spreng coming in for a landing, and he won at this contest. And I believe that was Curtis Youngblood, I believe, who came in second place. I believe that was Curtis Youngblood. I'm sorry, Dave Youngblood. Curtis was his son. Curtis was the helicopter man. That was Dave Youngblood. And I knew Dave from down in the Dallas area when I was going to intercept training at Waco Air Force Base. Waco, Texas, I should say, James Conley. This is Dale Root with his Rootang, which is a combination of Mustang and Root. And it was a nice airplane. He had one version of it. He had retractable pneumatic gear. And it worked just like a champ. And here's an Orion. Now, the Orions were magazine plan only at this time. There's a Astro Hog. And the guys were building the airplane from plans. Now, here is an airplane that was #1 off the production line at Top Flight from the kit. That was the very first kit, and they just built the thing in bare bones and brought it out and showed it at the field to show what the kit was going to look like. And it was beautiful. The wood was fantastic. And if you liked Orions, you couldn't go any better than that. And here we have something. Somebody touching. Oh, this is Mathis. This is Don Mathis. He came in with 3rd place, and that was his Digester, I believe. Somebody coming in with an Orion, which, with improved ground handling, which was a lie. It never had as good ground handling as an Astro Hog. And this was the tote board. There goes Dale Root again. And here goes a Mustang. I don't know whether this was Breitling. You can't tell. I couldn't with the people. I don't know whether it was Breitling flying it or somebody else. Might have been Joe Murphy. Don't know. Anyway, this was a Breitling Mustang, which of course became after many major modifications, became a kit from Sterling. The plans are always better. And here's the Mustang coming in for a landing on reeds. Bangity, bangity, bangity.